Recently, I've been trying to mix up my podcast rotation. So I started listening to Freakonomics Radio. Raymond, you're familiar with this?
Yes, we've joked about it.
We have. And, me, coming from a world of full-length podcasts, Freakonomics Radio sometimes as short as 5 or 6 minutes. Right. I found that to be, a little bit short. So I want to recreate...
You know what's good? A really good 10-minute show. Daily. Something about a video game.
Let's not be ridiculous here.
Oh, it's by some brown guy?
Olive-skinned. I want to, if you don't mind, give you a little recreation of what it feels like for me listening to Freakonomics Radio.
Sure.
So what I've done is I've edited down a single episode into a small chunk. This is what happens when I listen.
This is Freakonomics Radio on Marketplace. Here's the host of Marketplace, Kai Rizdal.
All right, so what do we know about occupancy and ridership?
The average bus carries only 10 people.
That is crazy, man.
Well, look, honestly, it's not so simple.
So let me just recap here, right? Because I don't think my kids could figure that out. Stephen Dubner, Freakonomics.com is the website. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, Kai, thank you.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they could, make that show a bit better just by cutting down, some of that chaff.
Get rid of the chatter. Get rid of the boring statistics and the observations about society. Just,
Oh, and also the horn music.
What's wrong with the horn music?
I don't know. It seems like all these hip podcasts that are not, made by regular Joes like you and me always have to have this hip sort of city music, saxophones and things.
Oh, I think that, along with the cash register sound, that goes along with, I don't know, a lot of podcasts feel pressure, I think, to sound like shows that would be on the radio. Like they have to constantly grab your attention because the audience, they think the audience is super ADD.
This one is called Freakonomics Radio, so.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should do. Call our show No More Whoppers Radio and then add a bunch of more
it just
professional
becomes Morning
sounding.
Zoo?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh, God.
That'd be good.
2:28, 28 past the hour. Raymond, how you doing, boy?
Spooky Sunday.
I'm doing great, Alex. I watched that Voice last night. That Christina Aguilera. Whoa, I think I got a semi.
I'm sorry?
All right, everybody, here's Alex.
Oh, hi.
Okay, so if that's not good enough, then maybe we should try cutting our show down.
How do you mean?
Well, I think you're seeing a lot of success with the 10 and 10. I think maybe if we moved something like that.
10-minute show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much like how Ally McBeal had that half-hour version for, side by side with the regular hour version. We turn our show into more of a concise, sort of snappier sitcom type thing. Not exactly a sitcom, but you know what I mean.
Okay. No, let's try that. Let's record a conversation, and I'll edit it down as if it's an episode of 10 and 10. Okay?
All right.
So, Ray, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, okay. A little bit tired from, the Thanksgiving festivities.
Tired, yeah. What'd you do for Thanksgiving?
Well, I sort of forgot about Thanksgiving, so at the last minute, I just bought a bunch of food that, I didn't really have to take a lot of time cooking, so I just threw a bunch of stuff in the microwave, and I had sort of a makeshift dinner by myself, which is fine, but the alone part, because I'm not that big on Thanksgiving anyway.
Yeah, I like that. Well, for me, the big thing about Thanksgiving is family, spending time with family, and, in Japan, I really don't have any family here, so I didn't do much of anything.
No. Yeah, I understand that, though. I mean, sometimes I wish I had a bigger, more closer family like you do, perhaps. But, it's fine. Not a big deal. There are other holidays that we don't treat so largely in my immediate family, so I can deal with it.
Easter?
No.
Nor'easter?
No, we don't know anybody like that.
Yom Kippur?
That's my favorite Thanksgiving dish.
Guarana?
Yeah, that's also a good dish to have at Thanksgiving.
Okay. All right, can we wrap this intro up?
Yes.
Okay.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to No More Whoppers. My name is Ray Barnholt, Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team. And with me as always, OSHA-certified gondola operator, Alex Fraioli.
Keep your arms and legs inside the boat at all times.
See, you learn it good.
I am. Like, I got this hat on. I got this, like, streamers coming off it. I got this big gondola oar.
Wow, I don't even have to play a drop. How about that? Okay.
Hey.
Alex, I'm going to ask you...
Okay.
Alex, I'm going to ask you how things are going in just a bit.
Okay.
But before we do anything else here on the show, I just want to say, got a lot of response to the Depression Fest a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
I got some emails, we got some messages, we got some tweets, we got all that from people sending in things of varying length, and yes, I did purposely add sort of lisp that.
Wait, are you talking about the dick pics?
Yeah, we got a few of those.
Okay,
those were good. I mean everything all included, including those. So yeah, it was good to hear all those thoughts from people. It definitely inspired some folks as well. One thing that I want to point out is that a lot of people said that I was brave for diving into that sort of thing. And
I agree.
Not to sound like too much of an asshole, but it wasn't that hard to talk about specifically that sort of stuff. Because again, the fact that, I'd been stewing for a while, and even though, like I said, we have, friends and family who listen to this stuff, it wasn't really that hard because I didn't think I went into a lot of detail to begin with. But nonetheless, thank you, everybody. But on the other hand, you may think I'm brave to talk about things like unemployment and depression and work-related stuff about my career. I'm definitely not brave enough to talk about, like, say, my love life. So that will never be talked about on this show, that's for sure, because that makes everything else I talked about before seem like strolling through the Edelweiss, like, for sure. So that's one thing. There you go. That's one thing that I'll never...
You can't take the German out of the Barnholt, can you?
No, thanks. That's... Okay, that wasn't my point.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you nonetheless.
Yeah, we got a lot of great feedback. A lot of people expressed their gratitude, I guess, that we delved into such a topic. This isn't strictly a comedy show. It is most of the time, I guess, even though I hate holding us to one categorization.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a sproing noise or anything like that.
That's true. I have to do it with my mouth.
Right. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be other opportunities to complain about ourselves at any given point. As No More Whoppers thrusts on. Was that well said? Yes, I think so. Thank you.
I think it was great. All right. Speaking of that episode, I wanted to make a quick correction/apology. When I was going, on one of my trademark I don't play video game rants, and I think I said I don't care about video game history. That's not entirely true. I do find video game history kind of interesting. I'm just not that interested in video game news, which then becomes video game history. But yeah, get back to me when it's already happened is what I'm saying. I'm Alex.
All right. Well, with that all said...
Alex, what's going on?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Ray. Last week I think I was talking about how I bought X-Men First Class on iTunes.
Yeah.
I watched it a few more times because I love the movie.
Right.
And really, that was my whole Thursday evening was come home, just unpack all my teacher crap, get some dinner, get a couple of beers, sit down and watch a great movie. And, after that movie, I was like, you know what? I seem to recall X2 being pretty good. I mentioned that last week. So I went on iTunes. I told myself, you know what? First Class I paid $20 for. If X2 is $20, I'm not going to buy it. But if it's cheaper than that, I'll consider it. It was $12. I bought it.
Uh-huh.
And no, I'm glad I did. I watched it. It was a great movie. As I said last week, I think it still holds up, and it really does. And then there's all these scenes with my favorite X-Men, Wolverinus, I think is his name.
Right. Johnny X, for example.
Johnny X, Tina X.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going. And I remembered from my youth when I actually used to collect comics and keep up with comic storylines and such.
Really?
This was in the early mid 90s. For about 2 or 3 years, I was an avid comic reader as a kid.
Oh, the brown age.
Thank you. As As
That's
as
all
a
I
young
know
boy,
from that era of comics. Not a good time.
No, it was a great time. Lots of Italian characters.
Really?
Is that what you were going for?
No.
Okay. Anyway.
No, I meant shit. Shit, Brad.
Oh, well, I find that offensive.
Well, that
As a
took a
kid-
long time to get around. Let's go ahead.
As a kid, my favorite character was Wolverine, of course. Young boys, I believe, find this character to be very interesting. He's sort of a smartass. He's got this indestructible skeleton and this ability to regenerate damage. And he's got these neato claws, and I thought it was just really cool. And as a kid, he was my favorite character. I collected... I think I bought almost the entire Wolverine series. And I don't just mean as the new issues came out. I mean, every couple of weeks, my mom would take me to the comic shop, and I would actually spend money to buy the back catalog of Wolverine comics.
Jesus.
I had the original 6-issue miniseries, and then the original Wolverine series I have issues 1 up to 100, I think. Somewhere. Oh, they're in the storage unit.
You stopped at 100?
Pittsburgh. I started reading at about the 70s in terms of the issue numbers, and then I think I stopped reading in the early hundreds. But yeah, absolutely love the character. Now this was in the early 90s. This was a big reveal. There was this X-Men story arc called Fatal Attractions, where Dr. Magnets, that's his name.
Yep.
He actually pulls the adamantium off of Wolverine's skeleton. And you get this dramatic...
What?
Yeah, you get this dramatic reveal that the claws are actually made of bone. You know, everyone's like, he's got metal claws at his arms. It was actually... They were bone claws that were then covered with metal along with the rest of his skeleton. Long story short, this then, it crossed over into other comics. The Wolverine comic itself was him, trying to figure out what this all means, and he goes very feral, and it took an interesting turn, and I quite enjoyed it. Then,
why would he go feral?
He sort of ran away from the X-Men for a while to do his own thing, and he was sort of
turned into Manimal.
Well, he's always been Manimal, is what I'm saying. Like he lived with a wolf pack for a while, because as you learn, the adamantium itself is highly poisonous, and just by being in his body that whole time, he was severely weakened. So without it, he becomes super animal.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm sorry. All I know about Bone Claw Wolverine is that he was a selectable character in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. He was a secret character in that. You could choose regular Wolverine or Bone Claw Wolverine, and that somehow made some sort of difference.
Oh, neato.
Yeah, Magneto. Yeah, so never say that word again.
Don't
we're
worry
talking about this.
Soy Alex!
Oh, God, 2 at once. Bone Alex. All right. Now, the point of all this is that after I watched First Class and I watched X2 back to back, I'm like, you know what? They made a shitty Wolverine movie. And
yeah.
because I love the character so much as a kid, and I heard the movie was so shitty, I didn't want to ruin those memories. I didn't want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Then I had another beer. And then I went on iTunes. And I paid $10 for X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now, everything that you've heard about this movie, about it being, it's just bad, it's poorly written, everything that you've heard, it sort of butchers the rich history of the character. I thought this was all an exaggeration. When it turns out it was all a huge understatement.
Let me restate that.
It's an adamantium-covered piece of shit.
I see.
Now, the opening scene is pretty hokey and has some bad child acting. And I gave it I said, you know what, I'll forgive that. They're child actors. And then the intro, there's this really, really cool, admittedly, intro where it goes through the ages and it shows Wolverine and his brother, Sabretooth, spoilers, fighting in all the great wars of history up until the present day. And there's this neat stop motion effect, this neat freeze frame thing.
Wait, stop motion?
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Okay.
I meant it'll freeze frame, but
it turns into a Ray Harryhausen movie halfway through.
I fucking hate you. The camera will pan around, like bullet timey is what I mean.
Yes, bullet time is what it's called.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
And Pizza time.
Please continue.
All right. And I thought that was really cool. I was very excited. And then they started going into the backstory, and I'm like, all right, this is great. And then the movie is actually decent for the first half.
Sure.
I'm going to admit that. And then the second half, for a few minutes, I thought this was some sort of orchestrated effort just to fuck with me, personally.
Really? But I mean...
Oh, yeah. Because I loved the character so much as a kid. I thought this would be cool. You know what? I thought, even if they fuck up the story, there's got to be some cool action sequences. And I think there's one or two. First of all, I think they ripped off the CG from a student's portfolio. Let me say that.
Oh, dear.
There's a scene where he's like discovering his metal claws, and he's standing in front of a bathroom mirror. It's laughable. I did laugh.
That does seem to be more prevalent these days. The CG in movies it's not getting better. It's getting more towards the middle. Like, I thought Jurassic Park was pretty good. Still is, I think. Holds up graphically that way. But now it's just like things are so obviously more fake.
Well,
It's very odd.
I will say, in First Class's favor, the CG in that movie is very well done. There's not a lot of fakey looking stuff.
Right,
So
because, after the Wolverine movie, they're like, well, we really fucked this up. We better do it right this time.
Yeah, and they did. I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the sequel to that, which is coming out, I think, in summer 2014, I think. Anyway.
Oh, X-Men 1.5 class.
There you go. It's called 1.5. 1 class. Shit, damn it.
2.5 X-Men.
Oh, they took a really cool secondary character, Deadpool, and just completely fucked him up.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Deadpool #1 came out like right when I started reading comics too, so I started reading that series.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a great character. Here's this we've got this red ninja dude. He's a real smartass. He's got cool weapons. And then every cool thing about him they just took away in the movie. Like, you see him in human form in the beginning, and that's the closest to what he actually is. And then by the end of the movie, he doesn't speak. So there's no witty one-liners, and he's not wearing his costume. He just looks like a walking corpse with sword arms. It's ridiculous.
Oh, he actually appears earlier in the movie? Because I thought it was just like an after-credits thing.
Well, no, he's part of a government thing. Like, how Wolverine, they both volunteered for this government procedure, and that's what gives them some of their powers later on. Well, that's what gives Wolverine his adamantium, and that's what eventually turned Deadpool into super mutant. But by doing that, they sewed his mouth shut, and he looks all weird now. And anyway,
well, that sounds like a fine screwing over of a character.
Yeah, I don't want to go on about
that. Doesn't
this.
even have his own movie yet. Like,
know.
wasn't he supposed to get a movie based on all that?
Yeah, If you watched to the end of the credits, there's a scene with him reaching into the rubble and pulling out his decapitated head. But I think after the shitstorm that was the Wolverine movie, I don't know if they're going to go ahead with that. If they do, they better not do it the way they were doing it, because it's just awful. And I don't want to go on too long about this because it's a shit movie and it's been out for years and people already know that it's shit. I just wanted to give my impressions at seeing it late.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And that's been Alex's late reviews. No.
Anyway, have you seen this Fight Club?
I haven't.
It's amazing. Brad Pitt has an adamantium skeleton. Okay.
No spoilers. Oh, you told me Brad Pitt's in it. No. Yeah, movies.
Have you seen any movies recently?
Other than Wreck-It Ralph, no.
Okay.
That's been it for a while. I still have a bunch of stuff up in my digital queues, but I haven't seen anything lately. So enough about me.
Yeah, I should mention Gambit is also in the movie. He's also one of the cool characters from the mid-90s in the X-Meniverse. And they fucked that up too. It's like he's got an accent that comes and goes. He's only okay, that's what I wanted to mention, is that this movie, when I was watching this movie, you know how when you watch some movies on DVD, if they have extra features, sometimes they have like an icon that will flash on the screen and like push your DVD button and
Sure.
see this extra thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Well, when I was watching the movie, it felt like so much shit was just shoehorned in that every time I saw a moment that I could recognize as being obviously shoehorned, I flashed a little shoehorn icon in the bottom right of the screen.
I see.
I just projected it by myself. And yeah, for the second half of the movie, it was just constant shoehorn icon is all I could see.
Did you curl your thumb and forefinger up and just, flash a shoehorn sign? at the TV?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's weird because I was watching it on my computer.
Your television computer.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you had a lot of fun.
Did not.
I can't wait till you buy the rest of the X-Men movies.
I'm not.
Really? You still have to do X-Men 1 and 3.
Well, as I said, 1 has not aged well, both in terms of special effects and dialogue. Like, there's some really bad stuff. And then 3 was, they got a little too full of themselves after the good job they did on 2. I think, wait, 2 and 3 were both Bryan Singer? I know 2 was Bryan Singer. I don't recall.
3, wasn't 3 McGee?
Oh, was it? That would make sense. That's weird.
Or that other asshole? I'd forget.
Wait a minute. The weird thing about McGee is that I'm a big fan of his series Supernatural.
Yeah.
And that,
oh, yeah.
And that, for the most part, is a pretty solid series, I feel. But I don't know. If he did X3, I don't know what happened.
But he's not on that show
awful.
all the time. He's not working on that.
Oh, he's not?
Well, I don't think so. It's not like, you have these J.J. Abrams shows. It's not like he's there for every episode. They have a team of writers and other directors and producers.
Oh.
You have the guy at the center who's just like, hey, here's this cool idea, and then they buy it up and, they go make the show.
We've got this idea for an Italian mutant. His ability, get this, he can secrete grease, and he can decrease the friction on his body, so he can basically slide around everywhere unhindered.
Well, your words, not mine.
Paisanos!
Oh,
That's why he enters a room.
He's got a system of seeking out pasta anywhere on Earth. It's called Guidar.
Jesus Christ. What am I supposed to say now?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm from Italy.
No, that's me.
Okay.
But yeah, X3 was a disappointment because they came kind of close to recreating what happened in the Fatal Attraction story arc, but it never actually happened. I was disappointed.
Oh, well. So what's next? Iron Man?
I like Iron Man.
Yeah. Okay, so you've seen those already?
Yes, I like the Iron Men. We still have to see Avengers. When are you coming over, man?
Pretty soon. You just gotta foot the bill.
Ooh.
That went nowhere. Alex.
What's up?
Alex, you've told me that you've, actually, more like you suggested that you were going to tell me that you had a lot of you went through a lot of crap this week.
Oh, I'm saving that for segment 2.
Okay, but this is the Alex segment.
Okay, well then I can say something.
Sure.
Yeah, the other day, I believe it was Friday, I heard my doorbell ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I crept up to the doorbell and I looked through the peephole. Nothing there. I figured one of those neighborhood urchins has pulled a fast one on me.
Right. Crazy kids.
Yes. So I say, I wonder what that was. And I go back to my computer. Doorbell rings again. I go back. I open it up. And there's a guy there in a suit and tie. And he's wearing his coat and he's got this bag with him. And it turns out he's from the NHK.
Ah, yes.
Now here's a fact of life in Japan. If you own a TV, you are legally obligated to pay the NHK a monthly fee.
Right, same as UK.
Yes. I believe I covered that in 10 and 10.
Not just to the NHK, though. It's like a government tax, right? In the UK. Whatever.
Oh.
But yes.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if you had to pay the NHK in the UK. Also, my favorite Sex Pistols song, by the way. And, here's the thing, though. You have to pay it, but you don't have to pay it because the law says you have to pay. However, there are no legal repercussions for not paying.
Right.
And, yeah. And so recently, especially after a scandal where one of the NHK dudes walked away with a whole bunch of that money.
Yeah.
What?
Seems like they didn't think that through.
No. A lot of Japanese people got fed up and just stopped paying.
Yeah.
And I read an article about this. I don't know if this number is true, but it said about 70% of Japanese people refuse to pay now after this. And foreigners especially don't like to pay this. I mean, why the hell should they?
I don't know.
Now, I don't even watch TV. I don't even know if I have the necessary hookups to watch TV. But, as I mentioned on 10 and 10, I am trying to cover my ass in every way possible. Like, for when I start this bar, for when I have to go through with all this bureaucratic shit, I want to stay as legal as possible in every sense.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just pay the guy. And that'll be it. Now, the guy, very nice guy. After this all happened, I went online, I Googled this, I read up on some stories from other people of, NHK dudes who were, almost bullying them, trying to get in the door. Like, guys who would physically put their foot in the door.
Right.
And were just very, very forceful in getting people to pay.
The good old sleazy salesman techniques.
Yeah, super sleazy.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I opened the door, and this guy's standing there, and he says, I'm with NHK. Really wish he used that voice. And he did not. I said, how'd you know my name? And he did not try to put his foot in the door. I think because he knew I was sort of cooperating, or maybe it's just because we're in the sticks, and maybe in the city they're a little bit more ruthless.
Perhaps.
And he starts explaining at length about all this NHK stuff. When I answered the door, I talked about the way that I deal with people on a couple episodes ago. But when I go into an interaction with a Japanese person that I don't know, I'm very nervous. I'm trying to appear as nice and accommodating as possible, And for the first half of this conversation, I was doing that. But as time wore on, as he's telling me about all these television packages, I started to get a little bit impatient. I'm like, well, I was doing stuff. I'm thinking to myself, hang on, I was doing stuff on my computer. This guy's disrupting my afternoon. I want to get out of this as quickly as possible. So I cut him off, and I said, hey, all right, okay, look, I don't watch TV. Just tell me what the cheapest package is, and I'll get that. And he said, okay, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Shit got real, though, when he asked if I could show him my bank account info.
Huh? Yeah.
I guess they prefer that because then they can just take the money directly without having to go to your door again.
Right.
And he's like, hey, do you have bank account info that you could share with me? I was like, no. I have some cash. He's like, okay, great.
That was 10 cents.
He was actually very cooperative. I think just because I was willing to pay. And this is not a lot of money. This was like 1,300 yen, like $15. So yeah, he gives me this form to fill out, and I don't have a pen, so I ask him for a pen. He gives me the pen. He says, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And then he leaves. I fill out the form. He comes back in 15 minutes. I give him the thing. I didn't stamp it, so I say, do you have any ink? I do have a stamp. I have a Japanese Hanko stamp with my name, the red stamp, but I don't actually have any red ink.
Yeah.
So I had to borrow his ink, and I stamped the thing, and I gave it back to him. And that was all fine. That was all well and good. But when it was all over, I went online and I started looking up people's stories of these guys visiting. And I started to notice all these things that he did that I wasn't realizing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bank account thing. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize they go to that first. Because, as I said, that way they can just get the money from your bank account directly. Second of all, before that even happens, answering the door, they stand outside the range of your people intentionally. Because if you know that it's the NHK, you won't answer the door. They're very worried about that.
Yeah. Well, wait. Did they wear anything distinguishing?
No, but they carry this thing on their shoulder that prints out a receipt.
Oh, okay.
And he was and they tend to carry their pamphlets around.
Okay.
And yeah, and third, I realized, Friday was a national holiday. That's when they tend to come around. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that when I answered the door, but that's the case. I mean, because they're so used to people dodging them and not paying, they have to come around on a day when they know that you're not at work.
Right.
And I remembered, this happened to me in Freebell when I lived in Nagoya. My apartment building is called Freebell. And yeah, the only time I got visited by the NHK was on holiday. And
yeah,
one time I didn't even answer my door because I didn't know who the guy was and I didn't want to buy anything. I think the second time he was standing outside a peephole range, so I opened the door and was like, oh, hi, I'm the NHK.
Right.
Anyway, bottom line, I don't really care. It's not a lot of money, and it keeps me legal for less, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I have to ask, though, just as a general sort of question out there in the ether, what is gained by sending people out door to door? Because it just seems like, well, you know, I don't know how it works in the UK, for example, but, you know, with other stuff like this in America, whether it's fucking whatever, it's just send them a bill, you know, or send them a notice, or send them a third notice, or final notice, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I just don't understand, basically, why they have to send people out to go door to door.
I think it's to make people feel bad, because I think in Japanese culture, it's a lot easier for people to ignore a paper bill. But if there's an actual person at your door, people are going to feel, oh, I've got to maintain the peace and harmony. I've got to talk with this guy. He's going to make me pay.
I suppose, but I mean, it's not like everybody in Japan acts exactly the same.
No, not at all.
I just don't imagine that, you know, hitting the success rate of that, you know, in the guilting/shaming people thing is that high to begin with.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Stuff.
Certainly not these days. I mean, if 70% of people are no longer paying, I think people
and
are,
also
are
like how much
inclined.
door-to-door stuff really happens in Japan besides that?
Not a whole lot.
Here it's just like missionaries every several months.
I'd like to talk to you about Wolverine.
Right. Oh God, no. Yeah, so just one of those idle thoughts. It's probably, you know.
Have you heard the good news about Magneto?
Oh dear. I'm Dr. Magnus to show you how.
Now, when I was researching this on the web after the fact, I read something interesting that a foreigner posted on a message board. He said this happened in Tokyo, that the NHK guy came around to his place, and he knew it was the NHK guy, so he just decided to fake dumb. First, he started faking that he didn't know Japanese. Then the NHK guy started to speak English. The guy faked that he didn't know English. Then the NHK guy started speaking French. The guy faked, well, I guess didn't have to fake, but, you know, just didn't know French.
Right.
And then he tried another language. And then his partner came up behind him on the steps and tried 4 more languages.
No, the NHK guy's partner.
Yeah. I think, I don't know the guy's lifestyle, maybe.
So I don't know. Sorry, no. Okay. That's, wow. That's
yeah,
funny.
I think they have like a special division of guys who are equipped to just deal with foreigners.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, it's like the CIA.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You have to be trained in all these languages.
Yeah.
You have to, I don't know, wear a suit, I suppose, you know, carry a briefcase, have a weird thing on your shoulder that prints receipts.
Yeah.
Good God.
Well, long story short, they enrolled me in the Weapon X program.
Yeah. That's really what the NHK is for. It's all a front.
Yes.
My God. Well, you know, now you don't have to miss out on all that great NHK programming.
That's
such
right.
As
and
morning calisthenics.
And I get this fantastic adamantium skeleton.
Yeah.
Or for our friends in the UK, adamantimium. I got nothing. Yeah. That was a point on the forums. Is the NHK programming is really pretty awful.
Well, it's a public television, right?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, comparable to PBS here. You know, there are some good things on PBS.
Yeah, but imagine how hated.
It's not something you want to have on all day.
Yeah, imagine how hated PBS would be if they just sent dudes in suits out to force you to pay for it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, then Romney would have had a point in bringing it up. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what PBS stands for. Powerful bullshit.
NHK, which means PBS in Japanese.
Wait, hang on. I'm being informed we just lost our PBS funding.
Oh, dear. Oh, no.
Oh, my God!
Have you ever seen Welcome to the NHK? Or
no,
read
what
it?
is that?
It's an anime/manga.
I've heard of it now that you mention that.
Yeah. It's one of those stories about the crazy, super weird otaku guy gets wrapped up into this weird sort of antics with this other weird teenage girl, and things happen.
How wacky.
It's one of the rare times where the anime is better than the manga. Because the manga goes on for a while, and then like the last couple volumes just totally peter out into stupid nonsense that just goes back and forth. But the anime, you know, last episode's a little more concise.
Fun trivia, the original author of the manga was actually Peter Out. I may have made that joke before. Never mind.
No, you didn't.
I think I have on the show.
No, you haven't.
I'm pretty sure I have.
No.
Hey there, my name is Alex.
Was it that other podcast?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
Judges! All right, can we take a break? I really
They're not happy. Okay, yes, let's go ahead and take a break. Fun ramp up, huh? This first segment, huh?
Oh, wait, I forgot. Hang on, one more thing.
Fuck, of course.
Yeah, after the NHK guy left, I'm Alex. After the NHK guy left, I got another ring at my doorbell. It was from Fingernails.
Right.
The fingernail dude who wants community money. And I guess he has the same idea. Oh, it's a holiday. He's got to be home. Well, I was. And yeah, he wanted 1,000 yen community fee, so I gave it to him and he left. Didn't scratch me with his saber-tooth nails, thankfully.
Does he also stand out of range of the people?
He did, now that you mention it.
Wow.
Yeah. That is diabolical.
It's, I get, one of the tricks of the trade.
I should try that. Next time I answer the door, I'll just stand. No.
Yeah. Great way to fool women.
I'll stand under the peephole and just shout, "Nobody home."
It would have been great if you had set up some sort of Home Alone type traps for that guy.
Sorry, no here, Kruger.
Yeah,
I just superheat the doorknob.
Right. Paint cans to the face, etc., etc.
Oh, damn it! Where's my filthy animal drop? Why did I get rid of it? Really could have used that right now.
Sorry.
Oh, maybe I'll just insert it. Never mind.
Okay, well then let's take the break.
All right, it's a good idea. We'll be right back. I've got the real story of this weekend.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
I'm thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it? Yeah, I'm thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it? Yeah, I'm thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it? Yeah, I've been thinking about my doorbell. Oh well, women and chicks with your kids is not the man of my life, I know. And I've been going to Mr. and Mrs. I respect the art of the show. Take back what you said, little girl, and while you're at it, take yourself back too. And I'm tired of sitting and waiting. I wonder what you gonna do now. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, I'm thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it? Yeah, I'm thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it? Oh, I'm thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it? Yeah, I've been thinking about my doorbell. Oh well. You don't seem to come around. Push your finger and make a sound. Don't seem to come around. Knock, knock, till you knock me down.
Folks, we're back. It's no more Whoppers.
Make a sound and I'll make
You know it,
feel right.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, you do.
Yes.
Yeah, you're okay. Just checking. So I guess let's continue with stuff Alex has been experiencing. We need a better
Yeah.
name for that segment.
Yeah, no, it's a new segment. Stuff my Alex says. Ship my Alex says. Yeah.
You're right. Family friendly.
Now I want to start at the beginning of this. Raymond, I know it kills you to do this, but I have to mention another podcast. Is that acceptable?
I'll suck it in. Don't worry.
Strap yourself. Okay, thank you. Folks, every year, one of my favorite podcasts, Never Not Funny, holds a telethon, a podcastathon, a pardcastathon, as it is hosted by Jimmy Pardo, to raise money for a charity called Smile Train. They do surgeries to repair cleft palates on children in the third world. Anyway, it is one of the best things. Is one of the things that I look forward to every year.
But is it one of the best things?
It is. I think it's one of the best things. Yeah, it's.
Okay.
I think the first one was a 6-hour marathon, and they switched to a 12-hour format a couple years ago, which is amazing. It's awesome. It's 12 hours, and this year they actually went overtime, 13 and a half hours. Good times.
Yeah, it's more amazing if you live in Japan, at least back then.
Yeah. Well, now, it's the reason I look forward to it is because there's a lot of things that happen every year that I sometimes miss. Like, our good friends in Tokyo every year at the 8-4, they hold a fantastic pre-TGS party. And sometimes I can go because sometimes I don't have work that day. But sometimes I do, and I just can't take the time off.
And sometimes you can afford the expensive train trip.
That too. This is one of the few things that I know for 100% I can quote unquote attend. I can sort of park myself on my couch for the entire event and just love the hell out of it.
It's the magic of the internet.
Yes. Because they do it, they always hold it on the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday after Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday. This is always on a Friday, which means in Japan, that's always a Saturday. It's awesome.
Yes. Anyway,
I look forward to this thing every year. I revel in it. I love it. There's a lot of my favorite comedians come on as guests. Paul F. Tompkins was on. Conan O'Brien was on. It was very funny. I think my favorite one, Todd Levin. He's a writer for Conan. He always has the best bits every year. Now, let me switch gears real quick. That's one of the things that I most love in my life right now is looking forward to Podcastathon. It's one of the things that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Let me jump to the opposite end of the spectrum. Something that I hate and fear. A certain group of people. No. It's the dentist. Dental work.
Yeah.
I hate dental work as much as I love Podcastathon.
Yeah.
I don't have a good track record with dental stuff. I've got pretty bad teeth. About half of that is genetic, and half of that is because, until I was like 18 or 19, I just didn't give a shit about my teeth and didn't really take good care of them.
Yeah. Genetic, though? Thanks, Dad.
No, well, no. I mean, my dad
All right,
doesn't
everybody,
have...
here's Alex.
Wrong one, sorry.
My dad's apologized. I can't blame him. Even
That
though I
is
do.
so Alex.
Yes, it is.
Now he's
it's
laying
so
it
Paul.
on you.
Oh, no. It doesn't work that way.
That's so Paul on Disney.
Dental work. Oh, God. Dental work is something that I fear and hate and try to just put off as long as possible.
Sure.
So for me, on the day of Podcastathon, to leave my house and go to a dental clinic and say to somebody, please put needles and drills in my mouth. Doing that instead of staying home and watching Podcastathon should be a good indication of just how much pain I was in on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay, then. How much pain were you in?
A lot. I've had sort of a cavity. Yeah. I've had a cavity in the back of my mouth, in a tooth specifically, for like a month or two now. It's I talked about this a few episodes ago. It's the one where I flossed out a chunk of tooth.
Yes.
And it finally widened to the point where it wasn't just eating. It was every waking moment was spent in intense pain. It was giving me a headache. Half of my face was numb. I was like, all right, I just can't do this anymore. Yeah. I actually got on my bike, drove down to the dental clinic. Couple of things. The bike ride there, excruciating. Because if you have any sort of dental sensitivity, like my teeth are very sensitive to cold, especially if you have a cavity, it heightens the pain.
Oh, God.
And if you're on a bicycle, you're pedaling, you're moving your body, you have to breathe through your mouth. And I was constantly sucking in cold air around me and almost blacked out and fell off my bicycle on the side of the road.
Holy shit, seriously?
Yeah, I had to stop a couple times.
Oh, my God.
And wait for my body to, cool back down to the point where I didn't have to breathe through my mouth anymore. And then I just I powered through it and breathed through my nose for the rest of the trip.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now, I have to award big points to the Japanese healthcare system because I went to this dental clinic that a coworker pointed out to me a couple weeks ago when I complained of my first intense tooth pain.
Yeah, you hadn't been there.
I hadn't been there. This is my first time. I went in. I said, hi, it's my first time. They gave me the clipboard thing to fill out. I did that. The entire thing, from writing my name on the form to paying and leaving, took about an hour.
Okay, wow.
It was amazing. I wasn't waiting. I wasn't even in the waiting room for more than about a minute. I just filled out the thing, and then they called me in, and it wasn't empty. Like, there were people there getting work done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
So they bring me in. They take an x-ray. First of all, I think the dentist was psychic, because before they even took the x-ray, he took a look at my teeth. He's like, you drank a lot on Thursday, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. And you've been having some intense tooth pain since Friday morning, huh? Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
And then he's like, all right, well, let's take an x-ray.
That is a skilled professional.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I have a condition where I have an extra tooth inside my face, just under my nose.
Yeah, Jesus, I hate that.
And I told the guy, I said, hey, look, you're probably going to see it in the x-ray, but I have this extra tooth here. And he just stops me and goes, I know. So, yeah, this guy, fucking psychic. I love him.
Wow.
I know.
What?
So I felt very safe and secure.
Wait a minute. That time he had to be fucking with you.
No. Because there are signs, I think, in my mouth that if you know about this kind of thing, you'll know that it's there.
All right.
There's I don't want to get
Maybe
too
he just
gross,
looked at you. So, oh yeah.
No, he examined my teeth. It's not like he just saw my face.
No, okay. But imagine if. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that would be a power. Oh my God, that would just be the shittiest X-Man. They take the X-ray. They get me in the chair. They pump me full of Novocaine. Now the problem is actually it's going to take a few appointments to fix. 5 appointments, in fact.
Oh.
But the least they could do, well, the most they could do that day was they pumped me full of Novocaine, and then he put a cap on the tooth as a temporary measure.
Sure.
And then I'm going back next weekend, and they're going to take off the cap and start putting on a permanent thing. But that's going to take a few appointments as well. And so, yeah, after the procedure, they gave me a bunch of painkillers, which surprisingly slow acting. Wish I'd known that before. Because like I got home and the Novocaine started to wear off, and I took one of the pills thinking that they would dovetail nicely, but I was no, not quite.
Well, they are pills. They don't always act that fast.
I guess it's because anytime, and when I say painkillers, I don't mean like
what codeine?
Yeah, nothing. It's not like a super strong prescription painkiller. I think it was just something to knock out the nerves in your teeth.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess every time I take aspirin or something, the pain is never that intense. And I think there's always sort of a little bit of a placebo effect where I start to feel a little bit better after I swallow it, even though I know it's not the pill acting. Anyway, it took a while for these things to kick in, and until they did, I was sort of back in my my throbbing head state, especially after I had drills all up in my skull.
Right, all up in that.
Yes, yeah, all up in that, and I'm motioning around my face right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Feeling better now. I got 3 more pills to last me until Saturday. I don't think I'm gonna need them. I feel pretty good now, but I haven't been back to work yet, so who knows?
Do you have any idea what the other procedures are gonna be like? Did they give you any indication?
They said it's. I don't know. They have to do a lot of work on that one tooth. First of all, the guy was very reassuring. He said we don't have to pull the tooth. That's good because a lot of it is kind of gone, I think. Right. Yeah. And I was worried that they were going to yank it, but no, they're gonna rebuild from scratch. Not from scratch. He actually showed me.
Whoa. Okay.
He gave me a piece of paper with a very cute outline of the procedure.
Of course. Well, it's Japan. You don't have to say cute.
We should post this with the show. No, there's a smiling nurse on it. Right. There's a tooth with a brown gunk on it, and then there's a close-up of the gunk, and there's bacteria in sunglasses.
Jesus Christ. I was going to say, I bet the gunk is smiling, or at least frowning.
Oh, it's frowning, yeah.
Oh, dear God.
They kind of look like Dr. Mario viruses.
Sure.
And then there's like a 3-panel... Yes. And then there's like a 3-panel procedure of what's going to happen to my tooth. They're going to carve out the middle of it, and then fill it up, and then put a cap on it, and then put a crown on that. So... Okay. I should be fine in a while. What's that?
You said he was reassuring, and that was my other question, was that were you afraid of getting some guff?
Yes, I was a little bit, but again, when I'm pushed past a certain mental limit, I start I stop giving a shit about all of that, and it's just how do I make the pain go away?
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah.
It's the same thing with the NHK guy at my door to a lesser sense. It was like, okay, I want to be nice to this guy, but fuck it. He's ruining my afternoon. How do I get rid of him?
Right.
And that
you're
removes
right.
the
But
shyness
that is
from
also,
that situation.
well, I feel like that sometimes. Like, I don't want a dentist who's going to, like, lecture me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got enough of that when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's probably based on a couple of traumatic experiences I had like that. But it's just like, I understand. I may have screwed some things up. I'm here to atone. So just get it over with, please.
Now, there's the potential for some future embarrassment because, as I learned, the hygienist is the mother of one of the kids that I teach at one of my elementary schools.
I see.
Did you
see her?
Well, she noticed that my name was Alex, and she said, "Oh, my daughter keeps talking about this Mr. Alex. She says he's very funny and does a great elephant impression."
So it can't be the same guy. I don't know what this is on.
Oh, gonna kill you.
This guy's moaning and in pain.
Back and to the left.
Sorry, Alex. Easy joke. I had to do that.
So yeah, I'm kind of worried that she's gonna leak to her daughter that her teacher has some shitty teeth, but I hope not.
And then watch the questions roll in.
I don't need that kind of gossip.
Yeah. That's, oh dear.
Gossip Al.
Oh no, don't.
Nobody? Okay.
Did you hear what happened to Alex? Oh, you bet I did.
What's the story? Morning Glory. Okay. Did you hear about Alex's teeth?
Oh dear.
Well, I'm happy to be on the road to recovery, even if it's going to take a while. I got to tell you, though, I've been dodging dental work for 6 years. And I do feel a lot better having actually taken the first step and gone in to say, oh, yeah, I fucked up. Can you fix this?
Yeah. I'd feel better with any sort of healthcare right now.
Well, you know what? I feel like just having been a patient yesterday, I picked up a lot about dentistry. So, like, I could take a look.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a drill, but I have this screwdriver. It's a Phillips head.
It's yeah.
Nothing?
Well, like I said, I don't want to get any attitude, and you are a nice guy. We're friends, so I think, yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll do it, yeah. I know you'll treat me right.
I don't have Novocaine.
Okay.
I have... What's that?
Okay, so you must have, like, an alternative, right?
Oh, sure.
Right, yeah, okay. Oh, it must be in this big metal tank you have.
Camera pans over and looks in, and it's just a giant cartoon mallet.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my that's the story of my teeth.
Cue Donkey Kong music.
I've got a coconut gun that fires in spurts.
Oh, no. That's not what it is.
Oh.
Wrong music.
If it hits you, not going to lie, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
All right. So, folks, pray for me.
I think you'll be fine.
I hope so.
From the sound of things.
Yeah.
I think you're in good hands.
With Al State.
No.
No? No good?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, yeah, I went home from the procedure. I finished watching the rest of Podcastathon. Loved it. Felt pretty good. It was a really fast turnaround. I'm very impressed with the system.
I was surprised to hear from you again after you IM'd me and said, I gotta go now, bye.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting to just come home and die.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I was glad I got to enjoy the rest of the thing.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I figured your tooth had completely shattered or something in your mouth.
No, it was just some intense pain. Anyway, that's all behind me. Not completely behind me. I'm on top of it. Anyway, okay. Raymond.
You're on top of it, not quite completely over it, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
All right. Speaking of Donkey Kong, I got a Wii U.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Because, I guess I indicated that I would. But, again, to go back to the unemployment stuff, I did save up for it, so I knew what I was getting and all that, so I was taking care of it. I also sold some stuff, Alex.
Hey, what? I didn't say anything.
So there. So yeah.
What'd you sell?
I sold... I had a third Xbox that I didn't need.
Oh my god.
This goes back to a story where I bought the original Xbox 360. It broke, I got it replaced and all that. And then it suddenly stopped, the fan stopped blowing again. So I figured, well, that's the end of that. So at the time I bought a brand new Xbox 360 because it's already been through warranty and the old one wouldn't go through again. So, but then I still had the older one, so I opened it up and I look at it and it's just the power cable to the fan came loose inside.
Whoops.
And all it took was simply reattaching it, and now, the old one worked just as fine. So I spent about, whatever, $400-something at the time for no good reason. So I had that third one. My second one was a Japanese one, which still works fine. But yeah, so I finally sold that off. And some other things. So now I have a Wii U.
Fun.
Yeah, it's decent. I mean...
Wait, is there a correlation to Donkey Kong?
Yes, it comes with Nintendo Land, which
Oh,
has a Donkey Kong-themed minigame in it.
Oh, neat.
Called Donkey Kong's Crash Course, and it's this thing where you take your mechanical-looking avatar down this sort of Rube Goldberg-looking course of, mechanical stuff, and you have to manipulate the traps and the doors and things to make it through safely without, crashing your little guy there. That's the gist of that one. And there's also many other games within that game.
I would have called it Monkey Shines.
Maybe. It is called Nintendo Land and not just funny phrases land.
Hey, guess what?
I don't care!
But yeah, that's actually the only Wii U game I have.
You didn't pick up Mario?
No. I haven't bought anything else yet.
Okay.
I imagine what I'll do is I'll go through my backlog of older Wii games, put some sort of purpose into this new one. But I've also been watching YouTube on the thing. You go on the web browser there and you load it up on the gamepad, and then you send it up to the TV.
Oh, neato.
It's really goofy. Another thing about that web browser is that you can close the curtains, so to speak. So on the TV, you'll see these curtains. And what you can do is you can browse the web on the gamepad and load something up and then open it up on the TV and surprise people, I guess. So,
easy, neat, okay.
Easy dick jokes there. So, but what is also insane is that if you just leave the curtains up there for a little bit, your Me will pop up and start to entertain people.
Whoa.
Like, it doesn't speak or anything, but it will, try and play rock, paper, scissors with whoever is watching, and it will do, a little dance, little show, it'll juggle, just to try and entertain people as you go ahead and browse and look for something to show on the TV. And it's a little bit embarrassing because, if your Me looks like you, it's a little bit...
Boy, this guy's really trying hard. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those cute Nintendo details that they shove into every little freaking corner.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. It's very, very adorable.
Boy, you know what? My existence wasn't awkward enough at home.
Nintendo is doing something about it.
Right. Oh, God. That's how it'll turn out, I think.
I haven't been keeping up. I did say I wanted a Wii U, but how are the reviews for new Super Mario U?
I don't know. About as good as the other ones, because they're all the same.
Oh.
Right?
No, you said this one looks a little bit better than the other ones.
Right. Artistically.
Oh.
The backgrounds and stuff look better. And obviously, it's in HD, so it's going to look
like
better
art
to begin with.
I like HD.
But yeah, I like I said before, I thought about getting it when I would get the system, but now I'm not so sure because, I have these other Wii games. I should probably play some more Donkey Kong Country Returns. Speaking of Donkey Kong again.
Oh, I did not like that.
Well, spoilers, hello. No.
What?
I'm kidding.
I borrowed it from our good friend Gabe Glick. It didn't jive with me.
Well, you are evil. So
I returned it to him for a full refund.
That's okay. If you don't like Donkey Kong, then I don't like New Super Mario Brothers.
Wait.
That's fair.
Can we put this in writing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been stated on the show already.
Is any of our listeners a notary public? All right, let's use that guy.
Yeah. Oh, God. We're going to get some emails now.
I know.
Hi, guys. I love the show. I'm a notary public, and I'd love to be able to notarize this for you. At no cost to you. Just let me know. Love the show again, but...
All right, don't make fun of our listeners. They're nice.
I know. I'm sorry. I stopped myself before I got out of hand.
They're great.
I didn't mean to make fun of anybody.
Except for that one guy.
I know. So that's my video game adventure so far.
So far, so good.
Waiting for a good game to buy. And there we go.
Yo, Godot, I'm waiting here.
Are you tapped then? Can I?
I am.
Okay. Well, then let me go on to something else, which is sort of related to the Wii U stuff.
Okay.
And Alex, I want to ask you something, or rather, I want to bring something up, and then you can comment on it whenever you want. How about that?
Please.
So this is something that I sort of feel weird about sometimes, and I don't know how to really treat this anymore. But I get friend requests from strangers, fans especially, and most of the time I'm like, no, that's okay, because I get a lot on Facebook, for example, and Facebook is a place where I have my relatives on there, and I don't really want people to exactly know who my relatives are. Worst case scenario, I just don't want
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there. You asked me to weigh in. I'm going to say I don't really care about your relatives all that much.
Okay, well, fair enough. So
That is so Alex.
But anyway, point is, I was getting some friend requests on the Wii U stuff, and again, I was just like, I don't know. It's like, sure, this is not Facebook, and it's a lot less. Well, it is a lot more restrictive, which means you're not really getting a lot of personal stuff going through there anyway. But at the same time, I'm just like, I'd rather not. And it's on other sorts of things that have friends on them, other services like that. And it's just like, I'd rather just kind of keep my privacy to a degree and just add people that I've known, or at least, said hi to personally a couple of times. And
okay.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad about it because, again, it's like, well, it's just a fucking video game thing. Who cares, right? I mean, just add whoever you want to. These people like you, right?
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's like, what am I getting out of it, and what are you getting out of it either?
Well, hang on. Now I can really weigh in.
Okay.
I think this might be some of that networking. Perhaps you might actually be forming relationships with people who could assist you in something, some way, somehow.
I don't know. I don't see it that way.
I'm not done, you dick. Sorry. I think also. Oh God. I think if you make friends, first of all, let me say this: everyone should have something like that they keep just to friends and family, something private. Like that's my Facebook, for example. I keep my Facebook friends down, and my enemies downer. No. And same thing with Twitter. I don't follow a lot of people on Twitter. I think about 100. I don't follow everybody follows me. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think you should have a service or two that you just go nuts with and add anybody, because it's a good way to get in touch with people, to meet new people, even if it's only online.
But when would that ever happen?
What do you mean? What happened?
Like, when would this networking ideal ever happen on something like that?
Well, even if it's not maybe networking was a bad call, but just, I don't know, friendships. Like I'm still online friends with people that I played FF11, even PSO with, who I don't play those games anymore, but I still talk to these people every now and then. They're people that I know.
Well, here's the thing: is that I'm different than that.
Oh. Then why are you asking for input?
I don't know. I'm not asking you to tell me to act a different way. I just want your thoughts on it.
Ray.
Yeah.
Act a different way.
Okay, thank you. I'll try my best.
I'm very excited for Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I don't know. I just wanted to see if I really was crazy or not.
A little bit.
Or a dick.
I don't disagree with you on the privacy thing. I think, everyone should have a service that they keep just to close relations.
Yeah.
I think that if you do that with every one of your online presences, then you're really limiting, the people that you can interact with.
Okay. But even on a game service?
Yes, it's a fucking video game. Who cares?
Right. I see where you're coming from.
You're not inviting them into your home.
No, I know. Look, I'm not saying I understand what's going on here. I'm not saying I understand what I'm thinking. That's what I mean. Maybe I just put too much stock into the word friend. Maybe that's it.
I think you can just have acquaintances.
Yeah. Why can't they just call them that on these things, right?
Well, let's. I think it's not friendly
Am I
enough. Let's
right?
make up a word between friend and acquaintance that these services can adopt.
Okay, just spitballing here. A frequence.
A frequence. I like that.
Yeah, because it sounds like Fraioli.
Yes. Oh, how about just Fraioli?
A list of Fraiolis from around the world.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
That's how you make friends.
Or Fraiolis.
That's how you make
Fraiolis.
No, maybe not that.
No.
Let's see here.
Half buddies.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say. I was gonna go on my pattern and go like mid acquaintance.
Okay. Midwife.
Yes. Doula.
Yes. Wait, I got one. How about
A crowd Mick friend.
Jesus Christ.
no? Is that no
Yeah.
good?
Well, it'd be pretty limiting. I don't.
You're right.
Probably wouldn't like that on the Nintendo. That's for sure.
No, sir!
Yeah.
Oh
I
wait,
don't know.
wait. I got it.
Internet
Where's one
nerd.
I guess what I'm also trying to say is that I'm not trying to be a dick to anybody. So if you feel like, oh, Ray's not accepting my friend request, he's kind of a dick about this. I'm not really. It's just I feel weird about it sometimes. That's all. And maybe I'll get over it, and maybe I won't. But thank you, Alex, for talking to me about it.
I'm always here for that.
Because I know you're a bit more extroverted than I am.
Good evening, everybody. I'm totally up for it.
And I appreciate your perspective.
I'm Ray.
As someone who can tolerate some of these stupid assholes that come into my... Oh, I did it again. Damn.
Oh no, Raymond, no.
No. We'll be right back.
Acquaintance. Oh. All right. Well, I'm glad I could be of assistance. Do you want to take another break? Because I think we have some fan fun.
Yes.
So that's a yes.
Yes, let's do that. You could have just cut it back, a couple seconds ago.
Oh. How about now?
That would have been fine. Yeah.
No?
Cut the show.
There are characters on Nintendo.
Cherish the cabin.
Wait for the moment to come. Stand up and take my hand. Believe in mystery. Love is simple as 1, 2, 3. I'm a know-it-all. I'm the smartest man around. That's right. You learn real fast. You're the smartest girl in town. So here come the riddle. Here come a clue. If you are really smart, you know what to do when I say. Jump back, sit back, get back, relax. It's okay. I called in sick, I won't go to work today.
Folks, we're back. It's No More Whoppers. It's, that thing we do. And now it's time, I think, for fan fun.
Oh,
You could just say like, okay, let's go or something. You don't have to really. We're not doing a fucking variety show here, okay, man? Doesn't have to be.
Freakonomics Radio on Marketplace. Here's the host of Marketplace, Kai Rizdal.
okay, hi. Okay, all right, folks, it's fan fun.
You're just pushing me to the edge every single week. Eventually, I'm just going to stomp out of here. And
I'm Ray. I'm Ray.
Mitchell!
That can't piss me off.
No.
Don't even try.
All right, here we go. Nomo donors. Raymond, are you ready for this?
Of course.
We got 3 this week. The first one is a Ross Pember.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Because here we go.
All right, a donation from Ross Pember. Thank you, buddy. For purpose, he says, Nomo Wodo Foma Nomo Wo Bros. He also says, hang in there, Ray. You're awesome. Alex is pretty great, too, I guess. His note is,
You son of a bitch.
from the hit movie Predator vs. Predator. Boy, that was a good one. You got Hank Schwarzenegger. You got Colin Powell. What was his name? Carl Weathers. That's it. He got his arm blown off in the fight against the Predator. Okay.
Buzzer with a double meaning.
Yeah. Thanks, Ross. I wonder if he's related to Rick Ross. Pember.
Sure. Okay.
All right, we got another one from Aloise Whitwer. I think I'm saying that right?
Right. The famous columnist.
Yes. All right, Raymond?
Yes. Here we go.
All right, thank you, Aloise. Is it Alois or Aloise? I don't know. Purpose, for the show that brightens and enlightens my week. Fun fact, Aloise Whitwer is an anagram of Twitter Silo. Not really, I just kind of made that up. I don't really know much about this guy. Guy? It's got to be a guy, right? Is that a guy's name?
Yeah,
Aloise. Yeah. Alois? Hi, Alois. First went into syndication in 1989. All right, thank you.
Well, I was making Heloise jokes, and here I'm making newspaper comics jokes. I mean,
thank you, A. Whitwer. Yeah. I'm sorry. I put the hell in Heloise.
Right.
And finally, David Springate.
Springate, I like that. Okay. Here we go.
All right, David Springate, thank you very much. Purpose, to keep you guys going. I was introduced to the show by a friend at work, Random Dave, and I can't get enough. Awesome show. So you know what this means? We got two guys named Dave, both, I believe, from the United Kingdom, and they got money to throw around, so, thanks, guys!
Yeah.
Now, hang on. I can't remember if it was Aloise or David who requested this drop, but I'm going to play it anyway.
Okay. Have I told you lately that I love you?
Duh. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone who donated. Please keep it up.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's move on. Facebook likes. Raymond.
Yes, hi. Shall we? Hi.
How are you? Okay. All right, here we go. Marais Agump. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Id Software's Commander Jason Keene, Dr. Sean Wiley Riley, Daniel Evan Rodriguez, or D-Rod. Professor Fraioli's Gabagool Theory Lecture will be held in Chris Hall. Jeremy, Lansing, Michigan. Leo Di Napoli. He's from Italy. Stephen Lightning Hopkins. Graham Montgomery Burns. A Gentleman Never Asks, and a Mark Cantrells. And what happens when Desi Arnaz gets locked in a Cuban prison? Ricardo Burrows. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
That was the failed TV adaptation of The Great Escape. From the 50s.
50 Shades of Cuban.
I like it best when you add a tiny bit of a story behind it, like Chris Hall.
Yeah.
Like you just say, Professor Fraley's lecture. See, it's great. I love it. That's why we come every week to listen to for that segment.
I'm so glad.
Well, you should be.
I'm Alex.
All right, folks. Overnerds, I think we have an Overnerds theme song. Got a wooden sword, and the real one cost me $3,000. Now I'm saving up for a third. My car is a Decepticon, pretty sure I'm from Nippon. I'm an Overnerd. Our first one comes from a Matt Galiza. He writes, "Hey guys, so I've been listening to all the other Overnerds, and the ones I've heard have been mostly people talking about other people and or about very nerdy stuff. I've got one that isn't so much about nerd culture as it is about a nerd stereotype. Being quite nerdy, obviously, I cannot dance. A friend of a friend was throwing a Halloween party at a club in downtown LA, so I went to show my support. You know, be the guy at the table that everyone could talk to and leave their drinks with and not have to worry about anything.
That's
so
noble.
I'm sitting there minding my own... What's that?
No, that's noble.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there minding my own business between visits from friends when Catwoman sits down next to me. We start chatting, and she asks me to dance. I say I'm a terrible dancer. She says I can't be that bad. I say I'm bloody awful. She doesn't believe me. After a few more minutes of prodding, mostly to prove that I'm right, I agree to dance. We make our way out to the floor, start dancing, and not 5 seconds later, she says, "You're right, you are terrible," and walks away. I turn around and retreat to my table with plus 10 pride for being right and minus 10 charisma for my lack of dexterity. Can't believe I just read that. Even if it doesn't make the cut, I hope you enjoyed my epic failure. Needless to say, I'm still single. Thanks again for all the laughs, and I look forward to more episodes. Matt Galiza, Palm Coast, Florida, U.S. Thank you.
Yeah,
man.
wait. Was the Overnerd the way that he used the plus and epic in the same?
I think that, yeah, I think he was leading up to the real Overnerd, which was working that into a sentence. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that.
Yes.
No, otherwise, yeah, that is the risk you take with self-deprecation.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't sound like he was that offended or hurt by it, but still, yeah. Just thinking back to things that, I may have done.
That's never a fun thing.
In general, yeah. I imagine you must have something similar.
Oh boy, do I? I've been dancing at clubs. I'm not a good dancer, but I am good at faking things, so I think I may have been passable at that. I don't know.
That is so Alex.
Thanks. Okay, I don't have a story about my inability to dance, but I can work in something Halloween-related.
All right.
And no, it's not the time I dressed up as Scorpion in the 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
Or when I dressed up as the X-Men's Gambit in 6th grade.
Yeah.
That was around when I stopped reading comics, I think.
I cosplayed
several times. This was not recently. This is Halloween 2004. Oh boy. It's not a very long story. It's just a poor choice of costume, I think. I was this was just before Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was released. I was so in love with the trailer, I decided to go as Naked Snake. And really, I don't know. Japan is, again, this country that has a bit of an obsession with peace. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's a peace fetish I've gone into before. Right. Not that there's anything wrong with peace, but it's used too much for marketing. Like there's a brand of cigarettes called Peace. It's that kind of bullshit. Anyway, country very big on peace. And I somehow didn't see it as a problem to just completely dress up as an American soldier, like in camo and with face paint on.
Right.
So yeah, I went to a Halloween party under a bridge in my my Naked Snake costume. I think it was mostly young people, and they didn't really think it was distasteful in any way. But I did get a lot of looks from people on the street.
What? Yeah. Did you really get a lot of looks? Like, did you notice people?
Because the party wasn't on Halloween.
Oh, well, yes.
Because it had to be on a Saturday. I think it was a couple days before Halloween, and I don't know. I felt like a tool for walking around Japan dressed as a soldier in camo, really for no reason. And I'm walking and the friend that I was with didn't wear a costume for the party.
Oh God!
So it was me and the guy just walking down the street. Yeah,
that's not.
It's one of those things where I didn't feel weird about it at the
man.
time, but looking back on it, I feel weird in retrospect.
Yeah.
I know. Yes, I know it's just a costume, but could have done better.
I suppose so. Maybe you could have just wrote Snake on a piece of paper and just taped it to the front of you. Maybe
that's a good idea.
Maybe then you would have lessened the impact of that to some people.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, walk around going,
"Isn't this just some monkey catching action?"
That was my catchphrase.
If you had your friend dress up as an ape escape monkey, then that would have been great.
That's got to be a manzai, right?
It is now.
There's the soldier and the monkey. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be us. Thanks for your support, Iwata. All right. Thank you, Matt Galiza. We've got another one here from a Tim McConnell.
Yeah.
Now, Tim actually sent us 3. I'm just going to read the first 2. We might save the third one for next week. Who knows? All right. Mr. McConnell writes, here are 3 overnerds that happened to me personally. When I was 22, I wanted to go see video games live, but it was 2 states over, and I sure as heck was too inept to drive there myself. I could barely make it to school every morning. I had to get my mom to drive me there. I only had 2 tickets, so she said, why don't you invite one of your friends? Let me take that again. Why don't you invite one of your friends? And then she would wait in the hotel room while we were at the concert. For whatever reason, I thought me, my mom, and one of my friends sharing a hotel room would be weird, so we went alone. She assured me that I would not be the only one there with their mom. We got there early, and being self-conscious about it, I scanned the audience. I did not see one parent there. I was surely the only one there with his mom.
I don't think so. You remember when I talked about going there last E3 a couple months ago?
Yeah.
I saw multiple moms with kids there. So
you saw multi-moms?
Yeah. From the multiverse, yes.
Mom Prime. Okay.
So I think, just right up front, I don't think that's so bad.
Well, let's get to the second one here.
Yes.
I was at work. I work outside. And listening to Retronauts, I usually listen to No More Whoppers on Sunday mornings at work now. Yes. And this cute girl who partly runs the inside office asked me what I was listening to. I said, it's a podcast about video games. Instead of her saying, huh, neat, and walking off, she said, that's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard. Okay. I always had a thing for her, but after that, I don't think I'm interested anymore. Thank you, Tim.
Jeez, yeah, well. At least life gives you a good way of picking them out.
Yeah, I know. It's some people need to learn to be more tactful. I'm not talking about Tim. I'm talking about this girl. Like, yeah, just say huh, neat, and go inside. You don't have to be a dick. The only reason that I have cultivated the ability to say huh, neat, and gloss over something in a conversation is because I've had that happen to me at times, and I hate when people do that to me. So, like, I don't know, somebody, and no matter how nerdy you are, there's always somebody who's into something nerdier than you. And when you run into that person, you have to be able to, to be polite, to sort of work around that.
Yeah. And you said you're used to that because it's happened to you. Probably doesn't happen that much to cute girls.
No, that's true. Well, then you know what? That should be a lesson for them. Just because you're cute doesn't mean you can talk bullshit on people.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. He should have walked in there and went,
"Have you ever heard of Nintendo?"
Okay, well, I don't know about you, but I do have something for the first story.
Oh, go for it. Something
about being in a hotel with my friend and my mom.
Oh, wow.
So here's what happened. One day I get this bug in my head. I want to go down and drive to Redmond and go to the Nintendo office. So I somehow convinced my mom to do this.
Well, wait, hang on. Was there some kind of event going on?
No.
Oh, my.
This was for kicks.
Oh, boy.
For perspective, I lived about 2 hours away from that Seattle area. So anyway, I somehow convinced my mom to do this. I get my best friend Steven to tag along. And, we just go there. And we drive down there. And this is on, I think, a Saturday or Sunday. So we finally find the place. We drive into the parking lot, and there's really nobody there. And then we drive away. And then we go find the nearest hotel and get a room there. And then spend the night. Oh, and by the way, we had expected to spend the night at a hotel. So I also made sure to bring my Sega Genesis along with me, along with my new wireless controllers for it. And then make sure that we played Streets of Rage 3, I think, for like 10 minutes. And then just got bored and eventually went to bed. And then got up and drove home the next morning. Yeah.
That was my slow clap for you. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
I have another sort of one like that.
Wait, hang on. We're not. Whoa! We're not going to unpack that. Wait a minute.
No, I just want to pile this all on you.
Well, hang on. Do you think maybe they were stonewalling you at Nintendo and pretended nobody was there because they knew you had a Sega Genesis with you?
No, that was it. It's like I had no plan.
Well, driving 2 hours, at least it wasn't 8 hours.
No. Then it would have been really weird as to why my mom would even agree to that. But,
shit, there's a kid we don't know walking around in the parking lot.
Nintendo is doing something about it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no.
All right.
Then, a few years later, my mom and I drove to the Classic Gaming Expo. So that was another case of going to a special video game related event. But that was just me and my mom.
Oh, boy. Well, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
It would be terrible for your mom if you walked around making comments like you didn't know her.
Yeah, no.
Okay, like, I don't know. Hey, someone get this booth babe off of me. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay.
Game over, man. It's game over.
So, I don't know if you have anything else that you could say. But
that I could say?
I don't know. But I'm just saying. For once, I finally have a decent Overnerd response. So there you go.
Yeah, we're all proud of you.
Okay. And thanks to Tim, was it?
Yes, Tim McConnell.
Thank you.
No relation to Paige McConnell.
Who?
I think he's in Fish. I don't recall.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't he play keyboards? Anybody?
Freddie Penis.
There we go.
We?
I think, before podcasts became as popular as they are, I was trying to sort of explain and almost sell them to my parents as a legitimate thing. And I remember I was trying to describe. You're going to kill me again for mentioning it on the podcast. I was trying to describe Jordan Jesse Go to my parents, and it was just it was flopping. I just did not. It's these two guys, and they're really funny, and they do these funny segments. Okay. So, yeah, it was just it didn't work.
You know comedy? Have you heard of it? Yeah, that's what you should have done. Get more belligerent.
And this comes back full circle to my mother's, understanding of podcasts. I talked about that during summer vacation, which was basically, you do a podcast. Why don't you get a job in radio? Well, no, it's not really the same thing.
Yeah. Why don't you go through the excruciating process of trying to produce a radio show and then get it sold to, let's say, a public radio station? Yeah. Nah, it's okay. You can't blame a tiny bit of ignorance.
Pretty good.
All right. Thanks, Tim, and thanks, everyone, and thank you, Ray, for your contributions as well.
Well, I try. I really do. Because, I can't come up with a lot of these Overnerd stories.
Excuse me. A great wizard once said, "Do or do not. There is no try."
Yeah. Dumbledore was a great man.
Ganondorf. Oh, man, that reminds me. There's a political poster here in Japan. One of the candidates, I guess, he was a rugby player in college, I guess, and he's trying to use that as part of his campaign. And, one of the posters is him holding a rugby ball. And but I couldn't see the ball from far away. And I saw the poster from afar, and I only saw one word in English in big red font with an exclamation point. It just said, "Try!" And that is such a half-assed campaign. Then I got up close, and he's holding. Okay, well, I guess that makes more sense.
God, I don't know why, but that reminded me of one of the theme songs in one of these Sega arcade soccer games. You mentioned rugby, and I think also one of those theme songs to one of those games starts out with "try." That's like
this was
a song.
This was a rugby try. I guess try is like an actual thing that happens in the sport of rugby. It's the term for a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love the Japanese insistence on the word try.
It's easy. It's easy to say.
It is.
It's to the point.
It is.
Has encouragement inherent in it.
Sure.
So yeah, of course it'd be good for any sort of political thing. Well, except here. I guess it wouldn't have as much punch if, we had a presidential candidate whose platform was try. Why don't you try?
Fraioli 2016. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. And also...
Where's the gabagool?
Yeah.
Where's the gabagool? Fraioli Bonholt 2020. Why the fuck not?
I think we got a winner. Yeah. Yes. Try it out. All right. Well, that's been fan fun.
Yes, it has. And I believe that's been the show.
Yeah, well, not until I say so, okay?
All right, I'm waiting.
I'm steering this ship here. Yeah, it's in the show. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for all your contributions. Thank you, Alex, for being so nice this week.
Anytime.
And again, one more thank you to all the people who wrote anything regarding the Depression Fest a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was nice to get that feedback.
I didn't reply to everything, but I want to say I did read everything for real. It was nice to hear from everybody. So thanks again. And who knows? Who knows what we'll tackle next? But anyway, you can catch... Yeah, well, hey.
All right, I care a little.
Thank you. Anyway, you can catch us and all our fun stuff on nomorewhoppers.tumblr.com. There you can find the donate button. It's not really a button, it's just a picture that says donate on it. And then click that and give us some money. You can also send overnerds to nomorewhoppers@gmail.com. That's email.
Oh, please do, because I think we're almost depleted.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, we always need more of them every single week, please. Or just also go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/nomorewhoppers. You can send us a message. That's an Overnerd if you want. We might
Here's
forget
a great
easily,
social
though.
experiment. Here's a great social experiment that I think could produce some Overnerds. Just take this podcast around town and just play it out loud and see what people do.
Yeah. Listen to it and walk into offices where cute girls work and then see what they say.
Yeah. You know what? Worst case scenario, you just get a disgusted look and they ignore you. But hey, best case scenario, the person's eyes light up and they shout, "I'm Alex."
Yes. Yeah.
Or
my name is Alex.
Or
I'm Alex.
Or
hey, Alex.
Or
Alex, everybody.
Or
hey there, my name is Alex.
Or
I sort of think you are mistaken somehow. Or
when you're here, you're family.
Oh, good times.
That'd be great if you just walked into an Olive Garden and you heard that, and then you just thought they were No More Whoppers fans, just based on that. Like you had.
You guys love the show? That's amazing. Yeah. Would you like to order a drink or?
Yeah, it's never ending possible. Sounds really great. I'm Alex.
Okay, Mr. Alex.
More breadsticks, am I right? Pac-Man for NES. So, we should try it out. Okay. For the final time, thank you, everybody, and Alex. Keep your nose clean, and we'll see you next week, everybody. Gold subscribers, stick around till after the show. Alex forgets to do something else. I can deal with it.
Easter?
No.
Nor'easter?
No, we don't know anybody like that.
Yom Kippur?
That's my favorite Thanksgiving dish.
Guarana?
Yeah, that's also a good dish to have at Thanksgiving.
Okay. All right, can we wrap this intro up?
Yes.
Okay.